Yes, you are
Yes,
audible.
ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much for your response. So let's keep this, it's not a lecture, it's an interactive session. And this is the first session for the Certified Geriatric Rehabilitation Specialist course and the workshop. So I want everyone to be very interactive, attentive. And if at any point, if you feel you are not able to understand, I'm going fast, I'm going slow, you need to inform me. Okay? You can always put your queries in the chat box. We'll come to the queries and doubts in the end. Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen. So just let me know if it is visible. Yes or no. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay. So today is all about understanding what is geriatric rehabilitation. It's an introduction. So basically, can anyone from the meeting can just tell me what do you mean by geriatrics? Anyone?
Old,
Unmute.
old ladies
Uh,
above 60.
Above 60, very nice. Anyone else?
Older adult.
Very good. Older adult, above 60, very nice. Anything more? Does anybody know about it?
A senior citizen who is not so physically active.
Very nice. Okay, we cannot tell that they're not physically active. I have seen individuals who are much more fitter than me at the age of 65, 70. So, okay, but very nice. So thank you everyone to give your inputs. So basically, just to give you an ingest, geriatric is a Greek terminology. It's a medical terminology, which means older individual. It focuses on a total unique healthcare for older individuals of older age groups. So anyone above 60 or 65 years of age are pulled into a geriatric component. Am I clear? So now let's go ahead. Did my screen move? Everybody's with me?
Yes, ma'am. It's moved.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
So for today's lecture or an interaction, we'll be discussing about introduction to aging, theories of aging, determinants of aging, scope of physical therapy or physical rehabilitation in aging, and all over geriatric rehabilitation services which are available in the market. So this is the introduction and the content what we are going to learn in this lecture. Mostly things would be known to you, but if you're not aware about it, please do hear it properly. It may be something new, additional, so be attentive. Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead. So
Excuse
first
me,
thing,
ma'am. I'm sorry to interrupt.
yes.
Yeah, I got stuck actually. As per the age, as you are asking, so we can determine the age as per the body composition.
Yes, see that according to the age, the body composition matter totally comes different. We don't consider that as geriatric. Anybody with proper years, more than 65 years of age comes into geriatric. If
Yeah.
you feel that a person is 25 and the body composition age is 40, means that you're aging early. Does not mean you go into a geriatric pool. Okay?
Okay. But for some
Yes.
people, if you check the composition who are 45 or 50, the composition says it's 70 or somewhere.
Yes, correct.
Mm,
So
We are
that is
not
age.
considered.
It is not geriatrics.
Okay. Fine, ma'am.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
no
you.
problem. Thank you, sir. So we'll go ahead. So just to understand,
Excuse me, ma'am.
yes.
Ma'am, can you share this slide once after the finishing class?
Yes, so just to give you an information, Dr. Vipin as well as Dr. Kavita will be sharing this PPT with an MCQ sheet to you all after the end of the presentation so that it will be kept with you all for the future purpose.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes. So as you can see in this picture, you can see a lady standing with flowers and trees. What do you mean by that? So whenever we grow old, when we are born, we are like a small bud. When we grow old, we mature into adolescence, we go to teenagers, we become full-grown adults, then we come into middle age, then we come into older age. So that is how we bloom and we mature. So aging is a process of becoming older and blooming into a full tree, which has knowledge, which has wisdom, which has a lot of experience of entire world and everything which is going around. Aging represents accumulation of changes in a human being over a time. So there are a lot of changes. If you just see your mother or a father's photo, how they used to look in kid and how they have grown. So it has a lot of changes what keep happening over the years, over the months. That accumulation is called as aging. It has a lot of physical change, social changes, and psychological changes. For example, just to take a simple example. So when we age, our reaction time is reducing, but the knowledge and the wisdom expands. So age does not mean it's bad. Age is good, age is bad. But as a physiotherapist, how will we able to control the aging process? With exercises, with lifestyle modifications, and with good dietary changes. So that is how the physical therapist or the physiotherapist will come into the play. So aging does not mean it's a bad thing. Obviously, the knowledge and wisdom will increase, but there are other physical changes what decline over the age. When you see a growth and a developmental chart, usually when a person is small, it goes up. Once it reaches 30, it declines. That decline phase has to be supported with rehabilitation. Am I clear? Everybody is with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we'll
Yes,
go
ma'am.
ahead. So everybody understood what is aging. So now we'll go ahead to theories of aging. So aging ऐसे तो नहीं बन गया होगा, किसने उसमें theories निकाले होंगे, तो जाके we need to justify that aging होता कैसे है और क्यों हो रहा है. So there are different theories of aging what many researchers, many scientists have given, and here I have come into 4 categories, major 4 categories or theories of aging. First is biological theory, second is psychological theory, third is environmental theory, and fourth is developmental theory. Okay, so we'll go one by one with different theories and we'll go in depth to understand everything. So first we'll start with the biological theory. So what is biological theory? Biological, as the word means, anything which is related to biology, science, okay? So biology is basically one cell. Our entire body is made up of multiple cells. So there are one cell. That one cell keeps on coming up, becomes mature, and it has a death process. So that is how the aging happens. So we'll go for the first biological theory, which is a cellular theory. What do you mean by that? Cells have been subject to much scientific inquiry in exploration, and cells can reproduce, not produce. So as cellular theory seems that whenever the baby is growing into an adult, the cells will keep multiplying by mitosis and meiosis. So multiply hoga till an age of 30. After the reproduction has occurred, the cell reproduction reduces. The amount of the cells which keep dividing reduces and stops at the age of 30-35. Aajkal to aging has come more early. Before, aging used to happen at 40-50. We used to always hear that older individuals or the generation back used to stay 90, 100, 110 years. But now there are so uncertain heart attacks happening at age of 30, 40, 50. It is all because of the lifestyle problem. So this cellular theory says that whenever we grow as an adult, after a point it peaks up. After that, your cells stop reproducing. When they stop reproducing, they stop multiplying. That's when the cells die. So when the cells die, that's when the aging process starts, because you don't have a lot of cells to make your body, right? Just for an example, if you take an individual, okay, who is 25 years old, and I take an individual and I take the thigh measurement, the girth measurement, okay? So the muscle mass will be better in a 25-year-old male but it will be lesser in 65-year-old male. Why? When we age, the muscle fiber size, the muscle fiber thickness reduces. That is what means cellular theory. It is one of a very important and a common biological theories which we need to understand. And also you might have heard there is something called as programmed cell death. What is programmed cell death? It is called as apoptosis. Okay, so we'll come to the second theory. Programmed theory says aging and death are natural process, necessary part of genetics, and humans are programmed to die. So in our body, we have a very nice mechanism when there are a lot of cells which mature. Few cells become aged. So aged cells we don't need to keep in our body. We need to discard them. How will you discard them? By a process of programmed cell death. Programmed cell death means apoptosis. Apoptosis will break the aged cells and remove it outside the body. That's when the new cells will come up and they'll mature. So programmed theory says that aging is natural and death will come to everyone. It is a part of genetics. So even if a DNA is made, a RNA is made, a protein is made, in the end, it will mature and it will die. That is the meaning of the program theory. Is everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. If you have any doubts, please do tell me, or else you can always put in the chat box. Thank you. Now we'll go to the third and a very important part, which is the error theory. What do you mean by error theory? Error in just English term means something wrong or something which is happening wrong. Saying aging is a result of external, internal assaults that damage the cells and organs so that they cannot function. A very simple example, just remember, if a person is an athlete, okay, they have a lot of running which happens, lot of running, lot of injuries which are happening. So a lot of external trauma is happening to the body. So if the person is falling, the person is having an external trauma. Also, when a person is overusing any joint or overusing any body, there is an internal trauma. So when a body has an internal trauma and external trauma, that's when there is an error that causes the damage in the small cells of the body, small cells of the organ. When these organs and the cells are not functioning, their limit is crossed, that's when the organ, the joint will not function. That is called as error theory. Just a basic example. You know, whenever an obese lady is coming to me and she's telling, I have a lot of knee pain. Okay, I cannot walk, I cannot stair climb. Obviously, there is so much of weight of the body with also aging. So aging is an internal trauma. Weight is an external trauma. So that internal and external trauma is putting a lot of pressure on the knee joints. When the knee joints are damaged, all the knee joint cells, all the structures like meniscus, ligaments, then your cartilage, your joint space, everything is getting damaged. That's how the knee joint will not be able to move. That is a simple example for error theory. Everybody understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll go to somatic theory. What is a somatic theory? Somatic means body. Soma means body, a cell. It states that aging is an imbalance between DNA's ability to repair, leads to accumulation of DNA damage. So as we know, every cell, we also have cells. That cell has DNA. So DNA is basic genetics, okay? So what happens is with aging, the DNA's response or DNA's electrical stimulus to repair the body reduces. So when that electrical stimulus of the DNA reduces to repair the body, that's when there is an imbalance between the DNA's ability. If the DNA is not getting the reception to repair the body, the DNA is getting non-functional, and that leads to lot of DNA damage. Lot of DNA damage means there is a lot of pressure. Lot of pressure means there is no repair, there is no regeneration, there is no restoration. No repair, no restoration means faster aging. Faster the aging, more the cell damage. So that is what somatic theory says that. So till now we have discussed 4 theories: cellular, programmed, error, somatic. I want everybody to note down, okay? In the end, we'll just have a basic revision of everything so that you are more clear. Okay, we'll go ahead. Now, there are more few theories in biological only. The fifth one is wear and tear theory. Wear and tear is simple, says years of damage to the cells, tissues, organs eventually wears out and gives a lot of pain. Just this example, as I told, whenever a person is coming at age of 60, 70, 80, if a physio has a clinic, so I have a clinic, so I have a lot of patients with low back pain coming to me, that अरे 65, 70 हो गया, अभी walking नहीं हो रहा है, बहुत back pain हो रहा है. Why? Because you are aging. They have done a lot of work in their early ages. That early ages, they have done a lot of work. They have ignored their pain. Their postures were not good. They were giving a lot of load on their bones, muscles, ligaments, and meniscus. That caused a slow damage. Less oxygen to the tissues, less oxygen to the organs. That eventually, after a lot of span of years, led to wear and out. Wear and tear causes a cell death, damage to the organs, which leads to faster aging. Okay. As one of the gentlemen just told that even if a person who is 40-year-old age, and if I calculate the body age, it goes to 70. What does that mean? It is wear and tear. That wear and tear, that aging is there. And it is very important as a physio to understand what is the problem and treat it and how you have to maintain it. As a physio, we can't change the anatomical or the physiological changes, but we can always modify it. We can always maintain it so that it does not worsen out over the span of years. Again, the next one is free radical theory. What do you mean by free radical? Does anybody know what is free radical? What are free radicals? Okay. So free radicals are basically oxygen species, okay, which does not have the proper bond, okay. So it is O1, it's O minus, O3 minus. So there are many free radicals which are released in our body. When are these released? Okay. So just an example, when a cell, okay, gets an injury, the body's response is inflammation. When there is inflammation, there is a lot of blood supply, lot of inflammatory markers going to that injury site. When there is a lot of inflammatory markers which are going to the injury site, there is a lot of free radicals which are released, okay, from the damaged cell. Suppose the cell is damaged, the inflammatory markers are coming, we need to remove this cell, right? So the damaged cell releases a lot of free radicals. That free radicals are not good for the body because free radicals' main function is to damage the tissue. If there are a lot of free radicals in the body, there will be more damage. More damage, no repair, DNA damage leads to faster aging. Simple. Aging damage produces a free radical, which causes the cells and the organs to stop functioning. So that is what I mentioned. When an injured tissue is there for a very long amount of time, there is no repair which is happening. Free radicals are released. The function of free radicals is to break the organ, to break the tissue. If there are no antioxidants, so free radicals are oxidants. So to repair the body, we need antioxidants. So that's when the nutrition comes into picture. If your body does not have a good antioxidant power, it will not repair and that will lead to faster aging. Okay. So your nutrition, exercise, everything is connected. So we need to be very particular when a client or a patient comes to us with any problem. We need to always address the nutrition as well. Okay. So this is free radical theory. The last is a cross-linkage theory. What do you mean by that? It's also known as collagen theory. With the age, the protein DNA and the other structured molecules develop inappropriate cross-links to one another and decreases the organ function. As we know that DNA's main function is to give the genetics, also give the signal to produce the protein and to have a faster cell production. जितना प्रोटीन बनेगा उतना सेल प्रोड्यूस होगा, उतना ऑर्गन फंक्शन करेगा, and our body is made up of protein. So proteins are basically links. Okay, there are a lot of protein molecules, and these molecules have been attached via the links. Okay, these links are strong when we are young. Okay, because we are eating well, we are exercising, we are moving, we are doing everything. That's why the link is strong. When we age, with the number of the wear and tear increases, the protein linkage gets weaker. When the protein linkage gets weaker, they crossfire. They get attached in any particular way. If they get attached in any particular way, there is no repair and the organ functions will reduce. That is called as cross-linkage theory. Anybody, we know that our body, our skin is majoritarily made by collagen. What is collagen? Collagen is a very important molecule which helps to make the entire body more flexible, more tensile. Okay? अगर आपका collagen के links बराबर नहीं है, it will lead to faster aging and the DNA and the protein will get more damaged. So that is how cross-linkage theory is very important for us. So till now we have covered biological theories में cellular theory, program theory, error theory, somatic theory, wear and tear theory, cross-linkage theory, and free radical theory. Is everybody with me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Any difficulties till now? Or I was very fast or I was slow?
Oh, man.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll move ahead. Now we'll go to the second theory, which is the psychological theory. Very important, okay? Nowadays, everybody is giving more attention to mental health, right? So what do you mean by psychological theory? Psychological means which is everything which is related to our mind, what we think, how we process, how we react, okay? So very important, we need to understand that a person who is very social, a person who is talking, person is very social, they will always be better because their health will be better because they are speaking, they are engaging with people around, they are happy. Your good hormones, your happy hormones are equivalently important to keep your body running. Okay. So that's why psychology, what you think, your mental health is extremely important. As we have seen, when we age, we stop going to social events because of the physical problems. We stop talking, we go very lonely, we don't like doing things. So that's when the aging becomes more rapid. And how does it happen? We'll see here. So first we'll go to the activity theory. This theory was stated in 1963. It says more that better you will age. Okay, more you do, better you will age. As an individual who engage into full activities of daily living, maintain the level of productivity. Okay, very important. More you use your body, more you are protective, more you are social, more you will age better. A person who has never exercised in life and a person who has exercised the entire life, the aging will always be better for a person who has exercised because the muscles are well developed, the body is used to the stresses, the body can take up entire wear and tear very good, the repair will be faster, and the stamina and your cardiopulmonary strength will be very good. And a person who has never exercised, their blood values, their blood reports will be haywire, their mental health will be at a toss, they will never feel good about their body, and they will never feel more productive. They will always have a very sedentary lifestyle because they're always sitting. More you move, more you age better. That is where geriatric rehabilitation come into picture. Why we focus on exercising for geriatrics? Many people feel, अरे ये एज में डंबल उठा के हमें क्या करना है? ये एज में ही आपको डंबल उठाना है बिकॉज आपका मसल तभी ही बनेगा और आपका मसल फाइबर तभी ही मेंटेन रहेगा. अगर आप तभी कुछ नहीं करोगे, आपका मसल फाइबर डिक्लाइन होगा, your joints will become weak, it will go more into osteopenia, osteoporosis, and that's when you will age faster. So activity theory tells that more you move, better you age. Okay. Second, we come to disengagement theory. What do you mean by disengagement? So now I and you are talking. So we are engaged into a conversation. There are many people who are not engaged into any conversation. They are not attentive. They don't talk to people. They don't go out. They have no friends. So that is when you are withdrawn and you feel lonely, and everything in your mind goes slow. When it goes slow, your body feels that nothing is there. The body is going into crash mode. अगर वो crash mode में चला गया, आपका aging fast हो जाएगा. So disengagement theory says that aging as a process with society and individual slowly, gradually withdraws or disengage from each other. When they disengage, that's when the body thinks that it is going into crash mode and the aging will start. You might have heard there are a lot of support groups which are available. You know, वो दादा दी नाना नी पार्क में group होता है. There are all older individuals come together. They do exercise. Why that is more promoted? Because they come together, they talk about their family, they talk about their problem, they talk about what is going in their head. Every generation has their own set of problems. It has to be addressed. And always it is better to, speak with your peer groups because the age is same. They can reconnect with you better. They can understand you better. And they can help you in some way. That's why we always encourage our grandparents to go for a walk, to do exercise, to, go to satsang, to go mandir, because they socialize there. They will be happy. They will have their mind away from the other things which are going in the world. So that's when engagement and disengagement is very important to relate to aging. If there is engagement, it is a good and a healthy aging. If there is a disengagement, it leads to a poor aging. Okay. Now we'll go to continuity theory. It says that people who age well continue to have same habits, preferences, life, social life, and relationship. So what is continuity? So, we have noticed with somebody at your home, just take an individual, just take your grandparents, okay? You might have seen in last few years, the nature keeps changing. They become, very irritated. They become stubborn. They don't hear to anyone, right? हम कितना भी बोल देते, अरे आप ये मत करो, वो करो, तो भी नहीं सुनेंगे. They will always do what they want to, okay? Because what happens is when you age, your mind becomes like a child. When your mind becomes like a child, your habits, your preferences keeps changing. You become more stubborn. So personality issue, your preferences keeps changing. If the person who has been active for the entire life, have been talking to people, have always maintained their personality, will age better and their habits will be same. They will not change. But if the person who has not been active, not given to time to themselves entire life, they will become more stubborn, more irritated, their preferences will change, and everything about will go haywire. That haywire in the mind will relate to more of uncontinuity and will lead to more aging. So that is continuity theory. Now we'll come to the last, which is the social exchange theory. Says that decrease in the social engagement leads to poor aging and faster aging. As I already mentioned in the disengagement theory, it is almost the same theory. Social exchange means talking to people, going out. So with age, there are a lot of physical limitations which come. I have seen many of the clients, 65, 70, because of poor balance, poor eyesight, they have falls. When they have falls, they are bedridden. When they are bedridden, there is no social engagement. पूरा दिन घर पे पड़े रहते हैं. There are wavering thoughts which are coming. That leads to poor aging and faster aging. They feel that they are burdened to someone. Okay. So that decrease in the social engagement usually leads to a lot of mental clashes and faster aging. Okay. So that's why it's very important for us to understand their mental quotient, to understand what they are thinking and to match their thinking and then design a rehabilitation protocol for themselves. Sometimes patients का pain ना सिर्फ बात करने से कम हो जाता है. You have to understand them. That's why you need to create a good rapport. If you don't create a good rapport, if you don't understand their psychology, you will never be able to create a good rehabilitation program for them. Is everybody with me? Any difficulties till now?
Ma'am,
No,
can
ma'am.
you please repeat once again continuity theory with examples, ma'am?
Continuity theory, what does it mean? So just to give you an example, okay. So I'll take an example of my grandparents, okay. So when I was a child, They were very social. They used to, take me around. They used to talk to me. They used to like what I like. They used to always play with me. Okay. Over an age of time, they become more cranky. They become more stubborn. They will always do what they want. Because my grandfather has all the time just worked for the family, just did his business, and he was just busy in that. Okay. So he never had his own preferences, no habits or any social engagement. Okay. So now at this current age, his habits have changed a lot. He's become more cranky. He has become more stubborn. His food item changes have totally changed over the time. The relationship, okay, before he used to be little more better approaching. Now he's not become very better approaching. So if you are not engaged with yourself, with your family for the entire life, your habits will keep changing. That continuity will not be there while you are aging. And that means that you are uncontinuous and the aging will become faster. If you are continuous with the same habits, same preferences, and have the same things the entire life, your aging will be better.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, now we'll go ahead to the another theory. Environmental theory. Just the word it says. What do you mean by environment? Environment is anything which is around us, around our body, where we stay. And we have to interact with the environment. If you don't interact with the environment, you can't stay in this world. Okay, I cannot be just like that. I cannot touch things. I have to go, I have to walk, I have to take the air, water, sun, everything, right? So if you don't interact with the environment, you cannot stay in this world. So before, in the older generations, the environment was much more pure, much more sustainable, much more interactive. Okay, we used to go to beaches, parks, the gardens. I hardly see people visiting gardens nowadays. Okay, because we don't engage with the environment around. If we don't engage with the environment around, we are constantly with our phones, TVs, laptops and iPads and everything. That's when the radiations are going to come to the body. Many people might have heard it is very commonly there. And also there are a lot of published articles that if we keep your cell phone near to your head, okay, while sleeping, okay, the radiations are passing through your ears to the brain, and that brain radiations will keep reducing your power to think, and which will lead to a lot of brain fogging. Okay, that radiations are harmful for your body. Also, many a time when you sleep in the night, there is an article which I'll share with you all later. I had read it. It's a wonderful article which tells about the mobile screen light. Okay, this white light, when you're sleeping in the night, we have a habit. We go to the bed at 11, but we sleep at 1, 2. We watch series, we watch videos, and we have that white light in front of our eyes, right? So that white light is very harmful to the eyes. Why? Because even if you sleep at 1 o'clock, but your mind is still active with that light, that video. So it will not make you sleep for the next 2 hours. Maybe you are physically sleeping, but your mind is constantly working, okay, for 2 hours. So there was a study which stated that when you are sleeping with the phone usage for more than 2 to 3 hours, and after that you're sleeping, your body will sleep, but your mind is still working. If your mind is working for a long time, you will get only 3 to 4 hours of quality sleep. And in the morning, you will always wake up tired. That is why it is very important. Before sleeping, half an hour before sleeping, keep your phones on silent, keep it off and sleep. Your mind will also sleep better and you will also sleep better. That is how the aging gets faster. So radiation theory says that excessive exposure to sun radiation puts the skin during the somatic mutation and faster aging. So everybody might have heard, if you go into an extreme sun, and if you're standing for constant 1 to 2 hours in extreme sun, bare hand or the bare clothes, and there are no sunscreen applied, direct sun exposure will lead to skin cancer. Okay. How does it happen? Because excessive exposure to the sun for a very long amount of time at a very higher temperatures, okay, without any sunblocks, which leads to a lot of wrong mutations of the cells in the body and can lead to skin cancer. Obviously, as you know, cancer means aging because your cells are not the healthy cells. These are immature cells which are there to damage your body, and that damage leads to aging. That is a radiation theory. Second is a stress theory. Very important, very, very, very common stress. Everybody has stress, even if it's a child, a KG student, a college student, somebody is working, or somebody who is older. So abhi for example, older individual को क्या stress होगा? उनका तो काम वाम हो गया है. They are at home, they are not working, they are just sitting home. But there are a lot of stresses. अरे इसका कुछ नहीं होगा, मेरी बेटी का ये नहीं हो रहा है, मेरा मेडिक्लेम का प्रॉब्लम है, इतना मेडिकल हेल्थ इशू है. So that is a different kind of stress which is going in their head. So stress means, according to Perlman, human aging is a disease syndrome arising from any environmental stresses, biological resistance, and relative adaptation to effects of such pollutants like chemicals and events. So stress can be an internal stressor or an external stressor. Internal stressor is basically wear and tear, health problems, basic health problems like when we age, we develop diabetes, hypertension, obesity, cholesterol. Then we have a lot of varicose problems. We have swelling in the body. There are a lot of changes what happens when we age because your metabolism will slow down. When your metabolism slow down, your stress levels in the body keep increasing. Just for example, diabetes mellitus is a chronic inflammatory problem. Chronic inflammatory means it's a chronic stressor. When there's a chronic stress inside your body, it damages a lot of cells. Lot of damage can lead to faster aging. Environmental stresses kya hote hain? When you are in contact with a lot of air pollution, water pollution, a lot of radiations, that external stressor will give you a lot of damage to the cells and can lead to stress. And that stress leads to cell damage and faster aging. So these are the two major theories. What we need to understand for environmental theory is radiation theory and stress theory. Is everybody with me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay, now we'll go ahead. Developmental theory. What do you mean by developmental? Developmental, just in basic terminology, means how you are developing. Every cell, every organ in our body keeps developing with an age. They come till a point after that, they decline, the functions decline. Okay. So Erickson theorized that the person's life consists of 8 stages, and each stage is of crucial point from which there is birth to death, and there are own developmental conflicts. So as I mentioned, every generation has its own problem, and every generation has its own each crucial point. Okay. So as a baby, our main agenda is to sit, stand, and walk. Once you start walking, then you have to do running, then you have to go to school, then college, then work, do your business, do corporate job, whatever you're doing, then we'll retire. So there are different stages of life. Every stage, there is a different development what happens, and every developmental thing has a conflict. What do you mean by conflict? Conflict means something which is not going right. Okay. So suppose if I tell you that a 1-year-old baby comes to my clinic and the parents tell that the child or the kid cannot sit. Is that normal? A 1-year-old child, the mother, father are coming and they're telling the person is or the kid is not able to sit till 1 year. Is it normal or not normal?
It is abnormal, ma'am.
Yeah. So that abnormal, that developmental conflicts is what we need to understand. Everybody might have any developmental problem. It could be at a child age, or sometimes when you go to school, you understand that you're not able to, read or write properly. What is that? It's a dyslexia, right? It's a developmental problem. That developmental conflicts and problem leads to faster aging. But nowadays, because of advanced medical facilities, we can deal with the developmental conflicts. So if we recognize it at a very early age, we can rectify it so that our aging gets better. Is everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So till now we covered biological theories, psychological theories, environmental theories, and developmental theories. These are the major 4 domains of aging is what we discussed now. Okay. So now we completed with the theories. Now we'll go to the ahead part. Determinants of aging. Okay. What do you mean by determinants? Okay. So determinants, there are many different things what determine that कि अभी aging हो रहा है. Okay. So अभी aging healthy हो रहा है कि poor हो रहा है, that is how we need to understand every factors. Okay. So few factors will be positive, few factors will be negative. So there are different determinants. First is biology, genetics. Second is gender, social services, physical environment, culture, and economic determinants. These are the 6 determinants which tell me whether the aging is good or poor. Okay. So first we'll go to the biology or the genetics. As I already mentioned before in biological theory, survival to a specific age in a good health. So end of the day, survival is very important. If your survival is not happening, you will obviously age faster. Okay. So how will it help? So many people, they even if at the age of 60, 70, they look very radiant. They have no wrinkles. Why? Because it's in genetics. There are some people's genes are in such a way that the aging process is very slow. There are few genes which are available in our body or present in our body, which makes your aging very slow. So genetics is a very important component. There are few people who have a lot of genetic history of diabetes, hypertension, obesity, heart problem, liver problem, kidney problem, so many problems in one person. Imagine how the person is staying. Survival issue bhi hai, aging bhi fast ho raha hai. So that means your aging is not happening poor. There is a lot of stress in the body. So genetics is a major reason, which is biology. So it all depends how you're designed, how you're programmed. So that is first determinant. Second is gender. Okay. So there are few diseases which are gender specific. Okay. As we know, cardiac problems are gender specific in males, but it also happens in females after an age of 50. Why? Because after the age of 50, females have menopause. The good hormones are removed from the body. So the females are equivalently more at a risk of any chronic diseases like heart problem. So usually major problems for the gender is the male gender is more prominent with the chronic diseases. But after 50, 60, females are also more prone to the chronic diseases. It all depends on your genetics, how you keep your body, how you function your body. Then is the social services. Again, we spoke about the psychological. So social theory. So social theory means if you're not socially active, you're not talking to people, there are very lot of disabilities, the person cannot walk, cannot do anything. So that's when the aging will be poor. If the person is active, going outside, participating in all the activities in the society, the aging will be better. Then we'll go to physical environment. Physically, obviously, if I'm not physically fit, I will not feel good in my head. If I don't feel good in my head, I will stop talking to people. There will be a lot of cognitive problem, functional impairments, which leads to faster aging. Okay. Then culture, high social participation, behavior. So as we all are staying in India, we know that India is a very cultural and a diverse country. Okay. Every culture has its own behavior, its own diet, own medications, own lifestyle, how they are having. Okay. So every part will be different. So आपकी cultural way में भी aging can be happening. If you are culturally more active, religiously there, not eating outside food, only eating homemade food, so your aging will be better. If the person has a culture of eating outside, eating late at night, not taking care of the body, not into religious domains, so the aging will be little poor. So it all depends on the culture, where you are coming from and what are you doing. And the last is economic determinants. Very important for us to understand, because as a rehabilitation protocol, it is very important for us to see whether the individual is financially strong or it is well stable. Okay. We usually give a lot of geriatric services in old age home. Why old age home? Because there are many individuals who are staying there. The families, have transfer their parents to the old age home, or there could be some other reason they have no one at home. So they are not financially very dependent. That's when they will not have a good quality of life. Or if I say a person who is happily staying with their grandchildren, with their sons and daughters at home, doing everything, and they are also financially good, their quality of life will be better. So monetary terms are also equivalently important because it is a major stressor. आजकल के जमाने पे पैसा बहुत important है. आपके पास नहीं होगा तो अलग level का stress होगा. That leads to a lot of aging. So the 6 determinants of aging is biology, gender, social service, physical environment, culture, and economic determinants. Okay. So these all 6 components will tell me whether the aging will be good or bad. Am I clear? Is everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll go ahead. So very important. अभी हम लोग कहाँ हैं? Scope of physical therapy. Okay. So physical therapy is major. Magic is in the hands. Okay. As a physio, it is very important for us to understand that your hand should be very magical. Your speech should be very soft, very comforting to the client so that they are in good rapport with you. And that's when they will have a full trust and belief in you so that they can perform the physical therapy very well. Physical therapy does not only mean exercise. There are a lot of things in physical therapy. We focus on stamina, we focus on strength, we focus on endurance, we focus on overall functional activity of daily living. For me, if a client comes to me who is 60, 70-year-old and he's telling that my knees are hurting, for me, it will be very important to make the person functionally independent. I will want the person to at least walk and stair climb. I don't want the person to run or to do anything. अगर वो चल भी पाएगा मेरे लिए बहुत है, because functionally it is very important for the client. वो बोल रहा है I have to go out, I have to go for a wedding, but I cannot walk. I have a lot of knee pain. So if I will not train the person for good walking or good stair climbing, they will not get engaged into social activity. Social activity में engagement नहीं होगी, faster aging होगा. Okay. So the physical therapy is middle. We can convert into a lot of things. As the physical therapy, if you're doing muscle strengthening, अगर muscle strength होगा, अगर उनको उनके grandchildren को उठाना होगा, they can easily lift them. How? Because the muscle strength is good. They are very flexible. They are very strong. So that is how physical therapy helps. So to maintain, restore physical health by giving a structured exercise program to prevent falls and manage falls if they are present, and to overall improve the quality of life by improving the effective mental health and physical health. The major problems which come with aging, can anybody mention me? जैसे age हो रहा है, what are the major problems what you face?
Loss of physical and cognitive functions, or weaker physical and cognitive functions.
Very nice. Apart from that, what?
Mobility.
Sarcopenia.
Imbalance, ma'am.
Balance
Sarcopenia.
problem, mobility, yes. Very
Sarcopenia.
nice. Sarcopenia, amazing. Very nice.
Osteoporosis, osteoarthritis.
Very nice, very nice. Okay. So whatever components everybody has told me, we come everywhere. We focus on mobility, we focus on sarcopenia, very important, osteopenia, osteoarthritis. Weight-bearing exercises have been always mentioned in every research articles. Weight-bearing exercises have to be promoted in sarcopenia, osteopenia, and osteoporosis for faster bone cell formation. Okay. So physical therapy comes everywhere. Falls are the major reason what happens, because see, fall is a very big term. It could be because of balance issue. It could be because of vision issue. It could be because of joint pain. It could be because of vestibular problem. It could be because of cognitive problem or a higher mental function. If the person has stroke, okay, and the person has paraplegia on one side, obviously that side is not working. They cannot lift that side, right? Because of weakness. So falls is a very big terminology. So we as a physio need to find every component which are available to see whether कौन से reason से fall हुआ है. And then we need to target that and then we need to treat that. Okay. So for us, it is very important to have a very thorough assessment and examination when a geriatric client comes to me, why this is a problem. And that is when we will understand it. And that's when we can form a proper exercise structured program. Many of the clients will come with diabetes, thyroid, cardiac problems. I cannot give them any fast exercises. I need to see what is their stamina. I need to calculate their HR maths. We need to start with basic low to moderate intensity based exercises for them. And that is how you will treat the condition. For us, it is very important to have a medical knowledge. If you don't know what medications the client is, we cannot design a protocol. I'll just give you a simple example. If a client comes to me, okay, with an old history of CBG and currently on beta blockers, okay, and if I make the person do a lot of exercise, a lot of walking, stair climbing, and his heart rate is only 90. So as a physio, I need to see na कि exercise के साथ heart rate बढ़ना चाहिए. So the resting heart rate is 70 and it only went to 80 after doing so much also. But the patient is so tired, is so sweating, but the heart rate is wrong. So if you don't know the medications properly, you will not be able to prescribe proper exercises. Beta blockers are known to mask your heart rate. If your heart rate is masked, you will never be able to come to know what is the actual heart rate. So that's when we need to understand what is the limitation of the client, what is their tiredness. We have to ask their RP scale, what is their perceived exertion. We need to check their BP. We need to check everything as a physical therapist for the geriatric clients, because they don't come with one problem. They come with 100 problems. So we need to tackle each and everything. If I ask a person to bend down, okay, agar I want to do a lot of knee, I need to do a lot of flexibility exercises. If the person has back pain also and the person has heart problem also, so I cannot tell them to bend down so many times, right? Because the person has pain, has heaviness in the chest. So we need to create some different format of exercises for them so that it is much more structured for them and it is easier for them to do it at home as well. So home program exercises, clinic-based exercise, tele-rehabilitation, OPD, IPD, everything should be structured for them and tailor-made for them. So this is how physical therapy comes into a scope of geriatric rehabilitation. Is everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Now we'll go ahead. Okay, so just to give you a gist, what is geriatric rehabilitation? Geriatric rehabilitation aims to restore the function, enhance residual capacity, improve the quality of life in older people, particularly those who have disabling impairment of fertility. Current rehabilitation practices focuses on function, well-being, and not exclusive of the disease. Rehabilitation of the older adults assists in preserving the functional independence and improving the quality of life. Rehab improves the balance through exercise, functional activity programs like weight bearing, ambulations, elevation changes, reaching activities, good nutrition, good hygiene, and proper rest and sleep. And also very important, a family support and an emotional support. So geriatric rehabilitation is just not about you and the client. It's about the family support, caretaker support, making them more functionally independent, improving their joint health, improving their balance, improving their nutrition, and also improving their other functions like bowel and bladder control. I have seen many individuals in this so much of years of practice that they will have a lot of pelvic floor weakness. Even it's a male or a female, but they will not tell you. They will have a lot of, dripping of the urine, which is happening, but they will not come and tell you that I have this problem. But as as a physio, you should always ask this history that do you have any problem in the bowel or the bladder emptying or any constipation problem? Because every problem is important. Imagine if the person has a very weak pelvic floor, okay? And there's a lot of dripping. So social anxiety hoga. More social anxiety. The client will not come to the physio department. They will not do exercise. They will feel very ashamed about themselves. No social engagement and faster aging. So if you try to handle every component, every problem properly, there will be a better and a holistic approach given to geriatric health. The client's overall activity of life and quality of life will get better and they will become more functionally independent. So this is how geriatric rehabilitation is important for us to understand and also to include in our activity and in our patient approach on day-to-day basis. Is everybody with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. So, just to give you an information that the content what I've taken, everything are from articles and books which are available. So there are few books which are on geriatric medicine, geriatric rehabilitation by Narendra Kaur, and Oxford books of geriatric medicine to understand the theory and the determinants. So you can always go back and refer to it. And you will also get this PDF and the MCQ list for you for future reference as well. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you in between. Can you please write the names of the book in the chat box so that we can note down from there?
Yes, I will do that. Yes. I can also write it on the WhatsApp group. It will be easier.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. And one more thing, ma'am. Is there any book on nutrition in the geriatric population?
Yes, there are very good books which are available only for nutrition and quality of life. If I find the link, I will send it on the group. And I can
Sure,
also name the message.
Yes, ma'am. Please drop a message on the group. क्योंकि
Okay,
मैम
we'll
ये
do
बहुत
that.
important है if we will guide the geriatric population on the basis of nutrient ना, so first we should know कि हमें उन्हें क्या देना चाहिए.
That is
आजकल
very true.
यस मैम एंड आजकल वैसे भी सब वेट लॉस वेट गेन इन सब में तो है, मतलब यंग पॉपुलेशन पे एवरीबडी इज देयर टू हेल्प यू आउट, बट व्हेन द क्वेश्चन इज कम ऑन टू द geriatric population then we are like blank, totally blank कि what we should suggest to them.
No, I think it is very right and a very important point. Nowadays, people are so much working on, nutrition. ये इतना important हो गया, खाना इतना खाना चाहिए, इतना calorie खाना चाहिए, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. But they are not going into so much depth that every individual has a different set of problem and it has to be tackled nutritionally different. So we need to understand and go into the depths of that, and that is very true, which is spoken by Dr. Shivani Chawla.
Ma'am, do you have any article about medications and their effects on exercise?
Yes, I have. There are many articles which are available. Different exercise like strength exercise, endurance exercise have a different effect on medications. So it depends if you are taking a cardiac medication or you're taking a pulmonary medication, what are you taking? So सब पे ज़्यादातर the exercise response changes more on the thyroid medications, cardiac, pulmonary, more of systemic. Because antibiotics वगैरह पे इतना difference नहीं होता है with exercise. Yes. I'll share whatever I have content. I will do shares on the group for your future reference as well. Any doubts? More?
Ma'am, apart from that, the session was very good and it's
Thank
very
you.
easy to understand, and that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we'll just brush up, okay? I'll just brush up for everyone in the end what we had discussed. And I would want you all also to give your inputs and your answers. So first thing we understood what is aging, okay? Then we came to theories of aging. So can anybody enlist me a few biological theories, the names at least?
Ma'am, biological theories are cellular theory, program theory, error theory, somatic theory, wear and tear theory, free radical theory, and cross-linkage theory.
Super. So can anybody tell me about psychological theory?
Activity theory, disengagement theory, continuity theory, social exchange theory.
Oh, very nice. I'm very happy that everybody was very attentive. Environmental theories, anyone?
Radiation theory, stress theory, ma'am.
Superb. And last, developmental, who it was spoken by?
Erikson.
Erickson.
Right. You're right. Erikson, you're right.
Ma'am.
Very nice. Thank you. And just can anybody tell me the 6 determinants of aging? How will you determine if it's a good aging or a poor aging? Last.
Ma'am, biology, genetics, gender, social theories, physical environment, culture, economic determinants.
Very nice. Thank you so much. It was wonderful to have you all as participants. And thank you so much for so much of engagement for the entire lecture. It is like more than an hour. And I will share all the matter with you all on the WhatsApp so that you can, easily go through, because chat box में क्या meeting बंद हो जाएगी तो आप access नहीं कर पाओगे. So मैं WhatsApp पे आपको भेज दूंगी and everybody can follow it. And also I'll send my mail. If anybody has any doubts regarding anything, you can message or mail me also. Okay. Thank you, everyone. It was very nice meeting you. Good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Take care. Thank you, Dr.
Thank you,
Vipin. Thank you, Dr. Kavita, for having this StudyQuad lecture. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Nishita. It was a wonderful session and a wonderful audience participant. I could see the interaction between you and the participant, and very nice listening to the session, and got a very good information from you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Many more to come. Bye.
Yes. Bye-bye.